Dear Naruto Lemon fans, I'm thrilled to invite all of you to my Boosty channel, where you can enjoy exclusive Naruto Lemon scenes in a comfortable and supportive community. Choose from various subscription tiers, from Mini Lemon to God Lemon, and gain access to unique content tailored just for our fans. Plus, subscribers to over Naruto Lemon and God Lemon will receive special mentions in my videos. Support my channel and dive deeper into the world of Naruto today. Dare. For as long as Sasuke could remember, he had never enjoyed arguing with anyone so much, especially not with this unpredictable kunoichi. It all started with a mission where the two of them were sent to retrieve a Yuki clan scroll stolen from the water temple in the land of snow. That's when Naruto started to complain. She was so strong, she could have single-handedly kicked the bad guys' asses. The mission was to track down the people who stole the scroll and, on cue, attack and knock them out. Naruto's screams seemed to be heard throughout the snowy forest. Especially by the hiding shinobi, who suddenly jumped up and started looking around. Idiot! Sasuke hissed. He and the blonde were forced to hide in a crevice in the rock separating the criminals gathered nearby. The Uzumaki was quite petite, but he still had to hug the restless, golden-haired girl tightly, who was huffing angrily somewhere near his neck. "You're the same," the girl exclaimed, a little annoyed that they'd been waiting in ambush for over 2 hours now. Naruto had never been known for his patience. Sasuke only sighed desperately and, covering her mouth with his hand, whispered quietly, "Shut up." Naruto's indignation grew with each passing second, and to return the favor, she nudged her former teammate in the side. He scowled at her, hugging her even tighter. No matter, it hurt him, let him suffer too. But Naruto wouldn't have been the most unpredictable kunoichi in the world if she hadn't grabbed Sasuke's hands, giving herself some much-needed air, and looked at him with a triumphant expression. "I win." Sasuke didn't let her finish, covering her lips with his. He didn't know the reason for his actions, perhaps their closeness, or her smirk and the fact that she thought she'd won. But Naruto clearly wasn't going to give in, returning his kiss, and now the battle, though unusual, was very enjoyable. And the two seemed to realize that arguing could be enjoyable. When a bright yellow light appeared in the sky, they would, of course, run to kill the villains, knowing they would return to this conversation later. Each of them thought they would win no matter what, but in what battle? Is it really that hard to admit you love me? Naruto wondered, lying on the small sofa in the Uchiha's apartment. Yeah, we finally got a day off, so we can relax and pester Sasuke, since there's nothing else to do anyway. But that dumpling just can't admit one truth: he's fallen in love with me, Dadabayo. Look at the way he's looking at me with those big eyes, maybe with a little irritation, but he's still looking, right? Naruto, not understanding what she wanted to achieve, was constantly following her friend. She was probably just afraid he'd run away again, like he had that time. But she'd caught him and dragged him back by the scruff of the neck. It had cost her so much effort, but she was happy and didn't complain. Better this than being without him altogether. Naru finally looked up at the rather sullen Uchiha and asked in a cloyingly stupid voice. "What's wrong?" It looked like Uchiha was about to grow a third eye on his forehead, otherwise he was staring at her in a funny way. "What are you doing here?" Sasuke came to his senses and now stared blankly at the nine-tailed Jinchuriki. "I'm resting," the girl said, a little surprised, trying to suppress the smile that was about to spread across her face. More specifically, the red-eyed man didn't appreciate the joke, and he also didn't understand it. "I'm lying on the couch," the golden-haired girl answered as if nothing had happened. "Why in my house?" He kept his poker face, but he was starting to get annoyed by the situation, and the fact that Uzumaki herself seemed to be making fun of him. He slowly approaches her, looking into her blue eyes, like the clear sky, and sees in them the same spirit and childishness as when they were children. "Ah, so my sofa is like a board, hard, and yours is soft," the Goldilocks sang, burying her nose in the pillow. And after the last mission, all her bones ached. At least Tsunade helped dull the pain a little. Oh, the way Uchiha looked at me was so strange. So strange, the girl thought, glancing at him. He seems displeased, but why? Yeah, I know, it's not funny. Who would like it when someone stumbles upon their precious thing early in the morning? No one. Sasuke stood there for another 5 minutes, apparently deciding something, and then collapsed next to Uzumaki. And without realizing it, they both fell asleep. It was probably the only time Uchiha dreamed of flowers and bright sunshine instead of nightmares, while Uzumaki felt so peaceful. They would have slept through their day off, but it seemed it wasn't meant to be. Someone was knocking insistently on the door, so Sasuke shifted slightly and opened his eyes, horrified by the situation he was in. He was lying in an embrace with Naruto, and she was pressing her lips to his cheek. If he shifted slightly to the right, their lips would have touched. He suddenly realized he wouldn't have minded. The sleeping blonde was like a porcelain doll now, her hair, always tied into 2 high ponytails, now falling smoothly over her shoulders and neck. His observation of the girl was interrupted by the same knock on the door, and the boy remembered the reason for waking up, about to climb over Uzumaki. Honestly, he didn't even remember how he ended up pinned against the wall. He'd been lying on the edge. But oh well, the same golden-haired girl, apparently starting to wake up, prevented him from getting up. Naruto jerked sharply and, taking her long-suffering friend with her, fell off the couch. As you've probably already guessed, that unfortunate friend was Uchiha Sasuke, who managed to make himself a pillow for the girl, almost hitting his head. He felt her lips on his with a kind of feigned joy, and her wide, unexpected eyes only captivated him further, allowing the butterflies in his stomach to suffocate from the periphery of his senses. It wasn't really a kiss, just a light brush of lips, but it was enough to make the shinobi's heart leap as if it were tap dancing, and a slight blush appeared on the Uchiha's pale face. Neither of them could move or even breathe, as if everything had suddenly gone silent, all extraneous sounds had vanished, and the obscene accusations outside the door hadn't even reached them. Both were now trying to get their hearts in order. The Fourth Shinobi World War. Naruto rushes to the battlefield, teeth gritting, his eyes watering, but the kunoichi doesn't let a single tear roll down her cheek. She's finally arrived. Cheers echo from the distance, and she smiles again. Well, here I am, she smiles kindly, now she'll have to try harder. Sasuke arrives unexpectedly, but the fact that her friend is here and fighting side by side with her makes her feel good. Just the thought of it gives her the strength to keep going, for everyone who believes in her, for her friends, for Sakura, for Sasuke. Sasuke doesn't understand why, but he's so protective of this restless blonde who barges into his life without asking, tearing down all the walls he's worked so hard to build. He'd long ago realized that if Uzumaki wants something, she'll get it, and the fact that she wants him specifically appealed to the missing Nin. So what if he's a traitor, even if he nearly killed her there, in the Valley of the End, even if he's an idiot, she'll accept him. He knows, and that's why he brazenly takes advantage of it. And she understands everything perfectly well, but she's in no hurry to take back her words and run for the hills. Naruto just smiles broadly and offers him his hand. Again. But now he's wandered down a path where there's no turning back. He understands this too, but this feeling of rightness keeps him from falling back into darkness, keeps him from despairing. Naruto, Sasuke's voice was so hoarse that if Naruto had heard him without looking at the Uchiha, she probably wouldn't have even recognized him. Sasuke, and the kunoichi looked no better. Disheveled hair, a split lip, wounds all over her body, and a missing arm. Lying on the cold fragment of the sculpture, in the middle of the Valley of Completion, they both felt relief, both clarified between themselves what they had wanted for so long and now found peace. Topics. Good. Sasuke's POV. Even as children, we understood that we were very similar. Similar in our destinies, we had similar lives, but we were different both externally and internally. While I allowed darkness to envelop my heart, you were filled with an indescribably bright light. So bright that sometimes it was difficult for me to stay close. I was afraid that your light would dispel the darkness that had literally absorbed me. I didn't want to lose it, I wanted revenge. But when I got my revenge, it was too late. I thought it was too late and stopped being afraid of the light. I stopped caring, as if I had lost something very important, and, already in despair, I allowed your light to mix with my darkness. You won, I lost. But I couldn't imagine that I would be happy to lose to you. For the first time in my life, I felt relief. Thank you. I probably should have told you these words a long time ago, but I couldn't bring myself to do so. And now, looking at your happy and carefree smile, I really regret not saying those words earlier. Maybe, no, one way or another, you would have brought me back, right? Thank you, Naruto, thank you so much. Why am I doing all this? Oh, right. I made a promise to Sakura. She'll probably be mad at me, because I couldn't keep it. My promise. I tried so hard to live up to your expectations, tried so hard to smile and be strong, I really did try. But I need to rest too. I'm not a demon, not a nine-tailed one, I'm just Naruto, an ordinary 17-year-old girl, a kunoichi perhaps? Pfft, no, more like just a shinobi. I am Uzumaki Naruto after all. I am. For a moment, my consciousness seemed to switch off, but then I came to. Sakura was trying not to cry, and Gaara kept glancing overly worriedly in our direction. Sakura-chan, I haven't fulfilled my promise to you yet, so I can't die, don't worry. The same simple smile still touches my lips, but it feels like a huge weight has just been lifted from my shoulders. I sigh slowly and notice someone's gaze on me. I turn sharply and see Uchiha. He's quite far away, but he's looking straight into my eyes, as if searching for something. Painfully, I smile at him too, but he looks away and turns away, rushing into battle. War. That's right, the battle is in full swing right now. We'll have to be patient a little longer. Just wait a little longer, Sasuke, I'll bring you back, even if you don't need it. Even if you don't need my friendship. But I need you. I'm sorry, I really am selfish, and for my own selfish desires, I'll bring back our friendship. Even if you don't need it at all. Even if you don't want it at all. Even if.